The Inter-Services Public Relations Director General Lieutenant General 𝐒𝐭𝐨𝐬𝐻 has accused India of being the primary sponsor of terrorism in Balochistan. Speaking at a press conference, he provided details of the Jaffar Express hijacking, which began when BLA terrorists ambushed the Quetta-Peshawar train, taking passengers hostage. A two-day security operation led to the neutralization of all 33 attackers with no hostages harmed in the final rescue phase. Lieutenant General Chaudhary stated that the terrorists used both Indian and Afghan weapons, reinforcing Pakistan's claims of foreign involvement. He also criticized Indian media for spreading propaganda using AI-generated images and fake footage. Providing details of the attack, he said terrorists targeted a remote area with no mobile signals, first ambushing an FC checkpoint, martyring 3 soldiers before using an IED to disable the train. Hostages were separated, with some released based on ethnic affiliation.
This is yet another incident of terrorism जिसकी जो linkages है वो हमें अपने पड़ोसी मुल्क जो साथ अफगानिस्तान है और it is a part of a process that is going on.
Balochistan Chief Minister Sarfaraz Bugti condemned the attack, calling the perpetrators purely evil forces. He criticized past policies of appeasement and reaffirmed the state's commitment to counter terrorism efforts.
और इस वाक़े की मज़म्मत की है। मैं उस इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी का बलूचिस्तान के लोगों की तरफ से बहुत शुक्रगुजार भी हूँ, जिसमें यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका, चाइना, रशिया, यूके, ईरान, टर्की, जॉर्डन, यूएई, बहरीन, यूनाइटेड नेशंस के जनरल सेक्रेटरी, जो ईयू के एम्बेसडर हैं यहाँ पाकिस्तान में, और इस तरह बहुत सारे ममालिक हैं। मैं उन तमाम ममालिक का भी बेहद शुक्रगुजार हूँ। बड़ा क्लियर कट आपको कहना चाहता हूँ कि इस लड़ाई का ना बलोचियत से कोई ताल्लुक है, ना राइट से कोई ताल्लुक है। प्योरली ये ईविल फोर्सेस हैं, टेररिस्ट हैं, जो खुदा न खास्ता पाकिस्तान को न सिर्फ डिस्टेबलाइज करना चाहते हैं, जबकि पाकिस्तान को वायलेंस के जरिए तोड़ना चाहते हैं।
A high-level security conference in Quetta, attended by the Prime Minister and military officials, reaffirmed Pakistan's resolve to counter threats. The attack drew global condemnation, with China, the US, Iran, and Germany denouncing the violence. US President Donald Trump has called for a ceasefire agreement between Russia and Ukraine, stating it must be completed and signed. In a Truth Social post, he claimed that millions had died needlessly and warned of more casualties if the war is not stopped. Trump also reiterated his stance that the conflict would not have occurred if he were president. Meanwhile, the Kremlin confirmed that US envoy Steve Witkoff met Russian President Vladimir Putin late last night. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov stated that Russia received additional information from Witkoff and that Putin provided a message for Trump. Peskov said Putin agreed with Trump's position and expressed solidarity, but stressed that further discussions are needed. He pointed to Putin's recent press conference where the Russian leader outlined key issues that still require resolution. According to BBC, Peskov also echoed the cautious optimism of US National Security Advisor Mike Waltz regarding the peace process. However, the Kremlin emphasized that while it shares a broad vision with Washington, it will not rush into an agreement. Tensions continue to rise as Israel bans Palestinian worshippers from al-Aqsa Mosque on the second Friday of Ramadan. The Palestinian group Hamas has strongly condemned the decision, calling it a dangerous escalation in Israel's so-called religious war. Hamas also criticized the restriction on overnight prayers at al-Aqsa, saying it was part of Israel's broader efforts to Judaize Jerusalem's holy sites. Meanwhile, reports indicate that the US and Israel have approached officials in 3 East African countries, Sudan, Somalia, and the breakaway region of Somaliland, about resettling Palestinians displaced from Gaza. According to the Associated Press, US and Israeli officials explored the possibility of using these territories for relocation. However, Sudan rejected the proposal, while officials from Somalia and Somaliland claimed they had no knowledge of such discussions. The White House and US State Department have not responded to requests for comment on the matter. At the same time, Gaza faces worsening humanitarian conditions as Israel's total blockade enters its 13th day. The UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs warns that food supplies are running critically low, with 6 out of 25 World Food Programme bakeries shutting down due to fuel shortages. Israel has also cut electricity to a key desalination plant, threatening drinking water access for 600,000 people.